when he lost you, he lost a damn good woman. And I get it. You want to be sure he knew what the hell he lost, all right? You want him to regret the fact that he lost you and all the goodness you try to give to this man, all the love you try to pour into him, all the time and energy that you sacrifice for him. Now listen, I'm going to be real with you. I really don't want you focused on that, but I get it. You came here looking for answers on how you can make him regret losing you, and I'm going to give you some of those answers because I want to give you some peace and clarity about this and help move you in the right direction. So let's get right to it. If you want to make that man regret losing you, number one, start living your best damn life. All right? Listen, one weird thing I've noticed with people in general is after breakups and wanting that person to regret it or even come back to them, they try to play the sympathy card. And what I mean by that is they want them to see how hurt they are. They want to see how much this is, impacting them in a negative way. And it's almost like you think somehow that sympathy will bring them back to you. And the reality is this: there are times where the sympathy card does work, but it's very temporary, all right? It doesn't keep them there. It's more of a reaction. It's a guilt trip. But it's not really what's best for you and that potential relationship if it was to ever go back to you guys being together. So don't play that role, all right? But not just don't play that role because it's not good for the potential of getting that person back. Don't play that role because it's not good for you. Again, I want you to be living it up. Have fun. Find the things that make you happy. The reality is that chances are you've been consumed by this relationship. Chances are you've been pouring a lot into this man, but what the hell have you been pouring back into yourself? Have you really made yourself a priority? Have you made your happiness something that you're going to give a lot of energy to? I would argue that in most cases, that's not what you've been doing. And so now here is the opportunity. And yes, the bonus is it will make him start regret losing you because nothing is, I guess, worse. Let me not say nothing is worse, but one of the things that hits people hard is when they see their ex enjoying themselves. Like, let's be real. It's like, damn, they're doing pretty good without me. What's going on here? It hits people a lot harder when they see you flourishing with them being out of your life. Because they're hoping, in many cases, to see you hurt, to see you regretting that, they're gone, even if they were the ones to cause the problem or to let you go. So, yes, find things that you enjoy in your life. Start taking better care of yourself as well, which is number 2 on this list. You want to really start to up your game as far as what you're going to pour into yourself. But let's get a little bit more specific with taking better care of yourself. Because if you want to make that man regret losing you, start looking better. Now listen, I'm not saying you got to do it. All right? It is your choice. But I think we all know hitting that gym, all right, tighten up that body, start wearing clothes that look good on you, and that sucker sees you, oh yeah, he's going to have a little bit of regret. He can't even help it. Anytime we see someone we used to deal with looking a lot better, I think a lot of people have that moment of like, damn, maybe I should get him back, all right? Now, again, this is not healthy in the sense of I wouldn't want you taking them back for that reason, but yes, it does have that impact. But again, and I want to make this clear, every point I'm going to make is going to be more, not just about you making him regret losing you, but how does this help you? And so you taking better care of yourself should be for you, all right? The bonus is you getting that satisfaction if that's what needs to happen for whatever reason, but it's about you. And so you eating better, you getting more sleep, you drinking more water. These are very simple things you can start implementing that, yes, will have a positive impact on you overall. Because it's not just about you looking better. I want you to start feeling better, all right? And by you feeling better, you can live your best life. All these things go hand in hand, because if you're just cranky and agitated and irritable because you're not getting any sleep, or you eat horribly, that's not going to allow you to flourish and truly enjoy yourself. And here's the reality. When we're trying to move on from a relationship, or when we're trying to cope with difficult situations of any kind, one of the most important things to start doing is to monitor your health, because people don't understand how what they're eating or that lack of sleep, how they're poorly treating themselves physically and as well mentally and emotionally is making it harder. All right. Again, if you're restless, it's going to make it harder for you to focus on the positive. If you are eating things that affect your mood, because yes, people don't understand the food they're putting into their body is affecting your hormones, is affecting your focus, is affecting you in a lot of different ways. So if you want to truly get to a better place, you've got to take an inventory of all of that and make sure you're moving in a better direction. Now let's get to number 3. And number 3rd step to making him regret losing you is pay him no damn attention. All right. Now, let me make something very clear. Paying him no attention does not mean not using your actual social media profile to lurk on his page. So what I'm saying is, do not create a false profile to lurk his page and say, well, he doesn't know I'm checking him out. No, I don't. That's not the point. Okay. You don't need to be giving your energy to trying to keep tabs on this man. Though, yes, if the goal is making him regret losing you, simply creating the perception that you're not checking on him will still be effective. Again, we need to make sure these are not just effective in that way, but they're effective to your health, all right, mentally and emotionally. So you got to stop paying him any attention. Do not look at his social media. Don't ask friends and family. That's a big one. Let me just park on that real quick. One of the biggest mistakes people make after a breakup is not only asking family and friends who may be connected to that individual, how's he doing, what's going on, or whatever, or indirectly steering the conversation to find those things out, but also not making it clear to those friends and family, hey, don't bring him up. Hey, I don't need to hear what's going on with him. So many times we allow this person, and they may be thinking they're doing a good thing, or it's just, casual conversation where it comes up. They don't realize, and maybe you don't even realize, how you're only making things harder for yourself. All right. You don't need to know what's going on with him. You don't need to have any discussions about him. Hell, you don't even need to have discussions about the situation if it's going to be regurgitated stories that you already said a million times over, because that happens a lot, where all we're doing is having the same discussion over and over and over again about that past relationship, about this person. That serves you no good. So we got to put a block on all that. And again, make it clear to your family and friends, hey, don't bring them up. Hey, if anything, be my accountability partner. If I bring them up, you check me and say, hey, we're not doing that today. All right. Now, yes, there may be moments where you really just need to vent. I understand. But for the most part, we've got to really manage that so that we don't fall into the trap, so that we don't get into a negative space, and so that we don't end up undoing the progress that we're making, breaking free from that situation. All right. So again, the overall point here is pay him no damn attention, because again, one of the things that causes people to regret or second guess or feel like, damn, what did I do, is when they see that you've moved on, or when they believe you've moved on. And so by not paying him no attention, you create that belief that, damn, she is done. She really ain't coming back, And for some of you, that's extremely important, because you may have been in this relationship to where y'all broke up, got back together millions of times. And so he really has this belief like, oh, she'll be back. She ain't going anywhere. I got her wrapped around my finger. And that's why he never regrets losing you, because he never believes he's actually lost you. But when you actually put the stamp on it, like, nah, I'm not playing this time. And to do that, you have to not engage and pay any attention, as well as live your best life and start to work on yourself. You're going to see that he'll get the message, or the message will get across to him a lot more effectively. But then you got to hold true to it. All right. Because let me say this real quick, and it's just hitting my spirit. You're learning about how to make him regret losing you. But in the back of some of your minds, you actually want him back. And what I'm saying here is that you're trying to make it seem like, no, I just want him to regret it. I wouldn't take him back. But subconsciously, deep inside, not all of you, but some of you, and you know who you are, if he then came crawling back with regret, you would end up taking them back. And so you've got to really make sure, why are you doing this? And I'm going to expand a little bit more on why you really shouldn't be doing or shouldn't be focused on the part of making them regret losing you. But you really got to be true to yourself about, are you just trying to set the stage to get this man back? And if you are, why? Why? Is that truly best? Do you truly need this man back in your life? But let's put a pin in that. We'll dive a little bit more into that as we go along. But ultimately, stop paying him any attention. Let's get to number 4 on this list of making that man regret losing you. And that is focus on becoming a better you. Now listen, I said earlier about living your best life. That was more so about having fun, enjoying yourself, exploring, opening your mind to different things, just being happy, all right? And we also talked about taking care of yourself. That was more about your mental and physical health, hitting that gym, eating better, all that was great. But now I'm saying become a better you. So here's the thing. When your ex sees that you've leveled up, just personally, that's going to hit them. That's going to hit them hard. But again, you know I'm going to say it. This isn't really about them. This is going to be best for you. You cannot leave that situation only focused on, well, he had a good thing and he lost it. He didn't appreciate me. He did this wrong. He did that wrong. And I'm not saying he didn't do a whole bunch wrong. I'm not saying that he didn't respect, honor, cherish, and did not lose an amazing woman. But what I am saying is you are human. And as a human being, there's a very good chance there were things in that relationship that you could have done better. Or maybe it was just your selection process to begin with. The fact that you allowed yourself to entertain a man who was not worthy of you and your time. Whatever it is, you've got to be willing to learn from any potential or possible mistakes that were made, not beat yourself up, because I never want you to beat yourself up, but I do want you to learn and grow. I want you to start to recognize what are some areas that you can improve, because I want to make sure that your next relationship does not require you worrying about how to make him regret losing you too. I don't want everybody losing you, okay? I want it to work out for you. So you've got to start recognizing, okay, how can I become a better woman? How can I become a better partner? What are the areas that need addressing? Be willing to look at yourself in the mirror. Be willing to talk to people who are close to you who can give you an honest assessment of the areas that you may be overlooking. We all tend, at least at some point in our lives, to have a blind spot. There are things that maybe we don't realize are a problem and have had a negative impact on our relationships. And so it's important that we allow ourselves to be open to constructive criticism, because how can we get better if we don't do that? All right. So focus on becoming that better you. But again, the bonus of this is that, yes, by becoming that better you, by flourishing and becoming this even more amazing woman, that man is going to regret losing you. All right. So now number 5, and please make sure, because after I'm done with number 5, you know I got an important message for you that you need to hear. Some of the things that I mentioned earlier that I said I was going to dive deeper into. But number 5 step or thing to do to make him regret losing you, heal and let his ass go. All right, now listen. Again, one of the reasons why we are even finding ourselves focused on and worrying about making that man or person regret losing us is because there's some things within us we haven't healed. And the reality is that we are still very attached to this situation. And also the reality is that if we don't heal, we're not going to be able, or we're going to struggle to achieve the other things that are already mentioned on this list. Because now what happens to so many women is that even though, yes, he lost a good thing in you, many times as a woman, you're internalizing another failed relationship. All right. And you're internalizing it in a way because, again, you've already been through things before him, whether it be other relationships, whether it be things in your childhood that have created trauma, that have created hurt, that have created disappointment. And now this is just another thing added to the list. And so for some of you, it can also create this mentality of nothing's going right in my life. Why does everything go wrong? Why does this happen to me? You know, do I deserve this? Is this all I can get in life? And the answer is no. Hell no. You can get better. You deserve better. You will get better. All right. But if you don't heal, you will find yourself remaining in a negative cycle of unsuccessful, broken relationships. You will find yourself continuing to struggle to break free from a situation like this and continue to be consumed by thoughts of him regretting losing you, or why did this go wrong, and all these different things. So it's important that, yes, you heal. And again, I stress, healing does not mean just from this relationship that we're talking about that you just dealt with, but any other relationship, both romantic, family, friends, whatever. Because releasing all of that negative energy, and that's what healing allows you to do. It allows you to detox emotionally and mentally, release that negative energy from your spirit, and now you can flourish in life. And now it becomes easier to live your best life and to focus on you and to do all the great things that you need and you deserve. All right. But as I said earlier, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of these things. And let's first start with this whole, why are you really doing this? All right. Again, I made this video to answer the question because many answer the question. But if it was my wish, my prayer, it would be that you would not give a damn about him regretting losing you. Because what's the purpose if it wasn't even the right man for you? And you got to really start to be honest with yourself about, okay, what am I holding on to here? What was I really trying to make work here? Because if he isn't the right man, thank God he's gone. Thank God he lost you. Thank God he is no longer in your life. It was a blessing. It may not have felt like that at the time, or it may not feel like that at the start of this video, but I'm hoping by the end of this, you understand. If that man was not for you, it was a blessing and an opportunity for you to finally move in the direction that you need to be moving in. Because that man, I can guarantee you, if he wasn't for you, he was an anchor in your life. He was holding you back. He was derailing you from your purpose. He was derailing you from your greater, higher potential of life. So we have to get him out the way, and we got to keep him out the way. All right. But again, I got to go back to also the fact of, are you doing this because you are hoping to get him back? And if you are, you really got to be mindful of what you're setting yourself up for. Now, again, it doesn't mean I don't want you doing these steps, because as I outlined for you, these steps are for your own good, regardless of his behind. So you still have to embrace it, but I don't want you doing it. Simply focus on the motivation of him. Because now what will happen is this. If you start this process of living a better life and taking care of yourself and all these things with the true focus of being, I want him to see it and feel it. Well, guess what? Now you will become consumed with making sure he even sees it. So that whole step of not paying him any damn attention, you're going to miss that one completely, okay? Not to mention that if he doesn't regret, because that's a possibility. Because again, if he was the wrong man, he may not give a damn. He may have never cared. And that's not something for you to be hurt by. That's a realization for you to come to so that you understand that this may not produce the results that you may be looking for. And that's why I want you to shift the results or the focus on what you're looking to be the result here. The result needs to be your well-being. The result needs to be you moving in the right direction. I know I sound like a broken record, I keep saying the same thing, but I need you to really understand that's what's important here. All right. So we've got to really be mindful of why we're going to do this. Do this for you. Again, the bonus can be he'll regret you, whatever. I don't want that to be the focus, but that's okay if it's the bonus. But do not let it be the focal point, because now if he does not give you that satisfaction, you will now fall off track. You will stop pouring into yourself. You will stop becoming a better you. You will stop the healing process because you will be too consumed by what you're not getting the reaction out of him that you want. And that is that's an unhealthy place for you to be in, and I don't want you to be in that place. So make sure you focus on the right things. Make sure you're moving in the right direction. And again, forget him. It's about you. All right. I care about your well-being. And if I was talking to men right now, I care about their well-being. All right. And listen, and I feel the need to say this. Whether he's the right man for you, wish him well. I know that might be hard depending on what happened in the relationship. All right. But God says pray for our enemies too. so listen, whatever happened, we don't need to wish any ill will on anybody. We don't need to hope for a failed relationship to come his way. You know what? Pray for that man. Hope he does well. Send him good vibes and then focus on you getting what you need in life. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there.
When does someone know it's connection and not chemistry? Because I feel like you might be tricked. We have this incredible connection. We understand each other. We get each other. I can't explain it, but I feel something.